Now when it comes to classic racing games, I simply adore the OutRun series, but it has got me wondering about the other racing titles available in the world of video games.
Neat.
Over the years there have been some absolute classics, and it's made me wonder, what are my top 10 racing games that don't include OutRun?
Great Scott!
Yes, I know it's a shock, and I can hear you guys saying, but Si, we thought you loved OutRun, which of course I do, but I will be making a separate video dedicated to the entire OutRun series.
Nice.
Plus, if I left OutRun on this list, you'd all guess what number 1 would be, and this video would be pointless. But anyway, speeding through the dirt at number 10 is Sega Rally Championship. Most racing titles followed the same formula of getting to the finish line in the fastest time possible. But when it came to Sega Rally Championship, there was an additional challenge in the form of rally racing. Now for some, Sega Rally was difficult, however it did test the reflexes of hardcore gamers, as well as having a replayability factor that always caught the attention of the crowd. And as much fun as Sega Rally is to play, make sure you listen to the navigator, or it will end in tears. Popping a wheelie at number 9 is Super Hang-On. Now, what kind of top 10 list would be complete without a racing game from legendary developer Yu Suzuki? When it came to Super Hang-On, Suzuki-san had once again worked his magic on this arcade classic. With 4 massive tracks based all around the world, Super Hang-On was a perfect addition to the arcade. And thanks to his addictive gameplay mixed with some fantastic music, gamers will have an amazing time, speeding along at 174 miles per hour. However, don't forget to activate the turbo button for the ultimate speed boost. Taking driving simulators to a whole new level at number 8 is Gran Turismo 4. The Gran Turismo series of games have always proved themselves to be the ultimate driving simulator. And with each release improving upon its predecessor, Gran Turismo 4 will continue this popularity within the world of gaming. Taking the concept of simulation and turning the dial past 100, Gran Turismo 4 gave gamers a highly enjoyable driving experience. Petrol heads, automotive engineers, as well as car enthusiasts could go on to help create as well as maintain the greatest racing vehicle of all time. But the biggest question is, what exactly does it take to create the perfect speed machine? Coming in at number 7 is a staple of the arcade, Daytona USA. Ever since its introduction to the arcade, Daytona USA has been a staple of gaming, which even now is being played in arcades all around the world. Taking control of the Hornet, gamers will be able to test their driving skills against the adaptive difficulty that made Daytona USA such a hit in the arcade. And it was from this popularity that Daytona USA would eventually be ported over to the Sega Saturn. But do you have what it takes to be number 1? Full of customization at number 6 is Need for Speed Underground 2. The Need for Speed series has had many entries into the world of gaming, and with Need for Speed Underground proving to be massively popular, the sequel was welcomed with open arms. With several modes of gameplay and a wide collection of vehicles available, it's the customization within Need for Speed Underground 2 that made it such a hit with gamers. But do you have what it takes to be the driving royalty of the streets? Racing against the clock at number 5 is Crazy Taxi. Originally an arcade hit, Crazy Taxi is a racing game with a difference. Driving recklessly to get paying customers to their destination was the main focus of Crazy Taxi, and if this meant driving on the wrong side of the road or launching themselves off rooftops, then this is exactly what gamers needed to do. With a great soundtrack provided by The Offspring, Crazy Taxi is a fun and highly addictive game that went on to become a true classic, even finding itself appearing on other gaming systems outside the arcade. Defying the law of gravity at number 4 is F-Zero X. The original F-Zero was known for its over-the-top speed and amazing gameplay, and of course this continued with F-Zero X. This simplistic racing title for the Nintendo 64 may not win awards for graphical prowess, but it's the gameplay that had gamers begging their parents for the latest console from Nintendo. With 24 circuits to speed through, gamers will find themselves going up against a whole roster of very competent drivers. And very much like other racing titles, F-Zero X encouraged gamers to bring down the opposition by any means necessary. So just be careful when taking that corner at 800 miles an hour. Bringing the thrill of the arcade into the home at number 3 is Ridge Racer Type 4. Racing games in the arcade have been a partnership for decades, and over the years there have been some massively popular titles. And this is very true when it came to the Ridge Racer series, especially the 4th installment to this amazing franchise. Finding its home on the Sony PlayStation, Ridge Racer Type 4 brought the thrill of the arcade into the homes of gamers. And with a strong emphasis on speed, power sliding and even drifting, gamers would race against the clock as well as equally skilled competitors in several modes of gameplay. Even now, several decades after its initial release, Namco's classic racing title is still proving to be popular with retro gamers. But are you good enough to unlock the Pac-Man vehicle, the White Buffalo of Ridge Racer Type 4? Now the number 2 spot is actually held by 2 titles that are worlds apart. So to find the opposition at number 2 is Micro Machines and Mario Kart 64. When it came to Micro Machines, this top-down racing title gave gamers a memorable experience, especially when it came to multiplayer mayhem. The thrill of winning could be met with either racing conventionally or by implementing underhanded tricks that would usually get drivers disqualified. Forcing the opponents to make a wrong move was always amusing to see, especially when racing over a school desk and sending would-be contenders off into the abyss below. The original Micro Machines is still regarded by some as one of the best in the series, but how many of you out there wish you could actually miniaturize small vehicles?
Yes, those are lovely, but it doesn't quite answer our question.
Now some racing games need no introduction, and of course this couldn't be more true when it came to Super Mario Kart 64. Known throughout the gaming world as a timeless classic, Mario Kart 64 is jam-packed with entertainment, with 16 tracks, 8 playable characters, and a whole host of gaming modes. The fun that can be had with Mario Kart 64 is somewhat unlimited, and it's no wonder this legendary game has gone down in history as one of the best racing games for the Nintendo 64. Even now, Mario Kart 64 is a guaranteed title to be played on retro gaming nights, but players better watch out for that blue leader shell. Now I was going to do a runner-up list, but a friend of mine said to me, why don't I make a top 10 on the other racing titles that didn't appear on this video, which is a very good idea, so all I can say is thanks Adam.
Only friend.
And finally speeding across the finish line in a fiery blaze of glory at number 1 is Burnout 3 Takedown. From what started as a humble racing game for the Nintendo GameCube, the Burnout series soon evolved to bring the video game world Burnout 3 Takedown.
That's pretty good.
The style and the feel of the arcade felt at home with the PS2. And with Burnout 3 Takedown, the emphasis of driving dangerously at breakneck speeds was highly encouraged. This classic of a racing game will provide a fantastic and memorable experience full of fun and over-the-top mayhem, which will have gamers and racing fans always coming back for more. Well, that's my top 10 classic racing games, not including OutRun, but I'd love to know what makes your list.
Indeed.
But anyway, come back next time where I take a look at some modern games that have a retro feel about them. Thank you so much for watching and see you next game.